Brand new flavor of Prime Hydration Sour Nova available now. And for the record, Prime is not a sponsor of WellsMania podcasts, but it could be. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now running wild with the most underrated wrestling podcast in the world, WellsMania podcast, whether it be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to run wild with us. I am the Kyle Wells, the host of WellsMania podcast. Be sure to follow me all over everywhere at WellsMania on everything. Hit that follow button and don't get cheap on me. And yes, go to brainbustertees.com if you want WellsMania merch. And speaking of WellsMania merch, I've been in talks with KC Custom Apparel located in Greenwood, Indiana. We might be getting a merch store on their website locally for those that are in the Greenwood, Indiana area. So KC Custom Apparel, be sure to like their Facebook page. This right here is episode 170 of WellsMania podcast. And joining me, the world's greatest co-host, Peyton Payne, and the WWE Human Encyclopedia, Jared Giles. Fellas, we are on the road to WrestleMania. We are getting closer and closer and closer. How hyped, how excited, and how the hell are both of you doing?
I'm excited for WrestleMania, but I'm gonna be honest. The build for WrestleMania is not really what has me excited. I think we're like, for instance, and I won't go into detail. Like, I thought Raw this week sucked. I did. I thought, other than like the last segment, I thought it felt like a total filler show. It did not feel like a 2 week out from WrestleMania show. That's just the vibe I've been getting. Other than like standalone segments, I'm excited for WrestleMania. I think it's going to be a great event, but I'm more excited about the actual event than the build up to it at this point.
You mean you didn't enjoy Braun Breaker absolutely breaking Carlito in half?
No, that was fun. That was fun, but that could be seen on any episode of Raw.
Yeah, I get that. What about you, Jared?
I mean, I would agree it wasn't the strongest episode of Raw going into Mania, going towards Mania. I thought the Jay Gunther segment was good. I thought it was the correct emotion after last week's big heat angle to kind of sway that Jimmy's got his confidence back and he's no longer afraid. But yeah, I mean, when you're doing it was a good match, but you're doing 15 minutes of LWO versus American Made. I mean,
and
I like the match, and it got us to where we were going. But I'm like, okay. But I'm like,
I'm also comparing like 2 weeks out from WrestleMania last year. We were ending the show with The Rock and Cody Rhodes out in the rain in one of the greatest cinematic 20-minute segments I've ever seen in Monday Night Raw. And now we're, doing Lyra here versus Lee and
again.
American
I thought the match was good, but I mean, yeah, I would agree overall the build. I think I'm going to say this almost feels like WrestleMania 2000 where we're getting everybody on the card and it's like hey, it was a big year. Everybody deserves a shot at WrestleMania. And like, I understand the logic behind it, but it's not the most exciting television or storytelling when you're jamming everyone on the show. So
it's definitely a different vibe from a year ago. I get where you're coming from with that, Peyton. I am excited though, because I am finally returning to WrestleMania. It's been since 2012. That was the last time that I was at WrestleMania. So I'm excited, but I'm also getting married next week out in Las Vegas. So I'm very excited for that. And I'm just excited to get away from Indiana weather and go out to that Las Vegas weather and just really enjoy feeling the heat and feeling nice temperatures for a change, because we haven't felt that here in Indiana for quite some time. And just when we thought spring had sprung, it's sleeting and snowing in Indiana today.
We've had 7 straight days of tornado warnings here in Indiana. It's not been fun.
Yeah. And we won't say that T word again, because I know you got some strong PTSD when it comes to the T word.
Well, and the rain that came with the tornadoes has not been fun.
We're gonna let that one swirl out of here. But yeah, fellas, I'm excited on the road to WrestleMania, mainly because, like I said, I'm getting back to WrestleMania. I'm ready to see John Cena beat Cody Rhodes to win number 17. The card is still, I don't think it's fully set yet for night 1 and night 2. We're getting there, though. I'm sure they'll probably add maybe a couple more matches, but I think by this weekend, we will probably have a good idea of what the full card and the full show looks like. And speaking of this weekend, we are doing episode 171 of WellsMania podcast. It is the WrestleMania prediction show. Now, Peyton, you will be in Florida. Is this correct?
Yeah, no, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I need a vacation. So I decided a couple days ago, I'm going to Florida for a week. So I will be doing the podcast poolside.
Well, I look forward to that backdrop, because it'll get me even more hyped to get myself out of Indiana. And I'm going to try to reach out to the 5-foot giant, Chris Engel, and see if he wants to jump on that episode, because we haven't seen Chris in a while. And a lot of people have been asking me, where's the 5-foot giant? How's the 5-foot giant doing? He's doing well. He's just busy. He's working a lot more now. He's no longer at JCat, so he's doing a different job, which means he's on a different schedule than the rest of us. But I'm going to reach out to him and see if he will want to run wild on that WellsMania WrestleMania episode. And coming up here in a little bit, we will be joined by Jordan and Sydney, tag team twinning TikTok sensations, because they hit that 10K milestone. And fellas, they did it in under 2 months. Yeah. Definitely give them a nice round of applause, because the 3 of us have been trying to get to 10K. Well, Jared, you just joined really getting into TikTok over the past couple of weeks, but Peyton and I, we've been out here grinding. We've been out here doing TikTok lives. We've been out here posting consistent, entertaining content. And collectively, Peyton and I are over 10K. But
I am 10 followers away from 6K.
Yeah, see, and I'm not too far behind either. I'm like a couple hundred away from 6K. Now, I do think with the crazy couple of weeks that we have coming up with WrestleMania and Squared Circle Expo, I do feel like our followers are going to increase dramatically. So we will be closer to 10K than we are now. I'm manifesting that for
we'll be a few hundred followers greater.
Maybe a couple thousand. Who knows? We might be sitting at 8 or 9K.
Look,
here in the next couple of weeks.
I'm all like, we're entertaining as hell, but we're not tag team twinning. We'll hit 10K. I don't know, around 2050.
Something
like
maybe. That. If we're still alive, sure.
They'll be at 10 million by then.
Right. They'll be owning TikTok by then.
Yeah.
Because we still need somebody. We still need somebody to step up. We need an American business owner, an American company. We need somebody to step up in 2025 and buy TikTok. So if you've got a shit ton of money to blow, do us all a favor and buy TikTok.
We're just the final boss needs to just step in and buy it.
That's it. That's what we should do. We should start campaigning on Twitter to get The Rock's attention to just go ahead and, I mean, he's literally bought everything else. Why not buy TikTok?
Mm-hmm.
So, but yes, Tag Team Twinning will be joining us on this episode. They will join in progress. But fellas, before we get them on, we've got a champion. We've got a champion in the WellsMania Madness Greatest WrestleMania Match of All Time tournament. The votes are in. We've got a champion to crown. And in case you don't know what we're talking about, for the past month and a half, we've been doing WellsMania Madness, where the three of us, Jared, Peyton, and I, we came up with this bracket of 16 of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. And then I went to Twitter, posted the polls, and you, yes, you, the Wells Maniac out there, listeners, viewers of the show, you voted. So this is you right here. So if you don't like it, you can blame yourself for it. But the championship match was the number 4 seed, The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 25 versus the number 3 seed, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock from WrestleMania 17. Arguably, yes, 2 of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. But fellas, there can only be 1. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
I think I already know, but yes, go ahead.
The final results are in. 38, a whopping, a mega, a massive, a gigantic, a Andre the Giant, larger than life number of votes. 38 votes. We're going to say 38,000 votes because I'm WrestleMania 3 in this. 38,000 votes. The results are in. 53% to 47%. This was a close one. But ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the WellsMania Madness Greatest WrestleMania Match of all time, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock from WrestleMania 17. And go ahead and cue up your celebration music, Limp Bizkit My Way, because that was the hype promo video for that iconic main event. Fellas, your thoughts on the champion of WellsMania Madness?
The right match won. The right men won. I have said for years that WrestleMania 17, WrestleMania X7, is the greatest WrestleMania of all time. So it is fitting that the main event of the greatest WrestleMania of all time wins the greatest WrestleMania match.
Jared, what about you, brother?
Yeah, I can't say I'm too surprised by the result. Again, like Peyton said, X7 is in the conversation always when you talk about greatest WrestleManias and kind of the perfect encapsulation of the Attitude Era is that WrestleMania. So two of the biggest stars of all time in a match that a main event that delivered. No real shock that Austin and Rock won.
Yeah, and I agree. I think the right choice was made here. Austin versus Rock, WrestleMania 17. Arguably, when you ask somebody what's the greatest WrestleMania match of all time, the most common answer I would think is that one right there, Austin versus Rock. Now I'm really, really interested into seeing who WWE thinks is the greatest WrestleMania match of all time, because they've been counting down the 50 greatest. And guess what came in at number 8, fellas?
Andre Hogan.
You already got your ranting face on, so I bet I know.
Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan from WrestleMania 3 came in at the number 8 greatest WrestleMania match of all time, according to WWE. To me, I think that's bullshit. How are you going to dump on the WrestleMania match that literally put WrestleMania on the map? When you think of WrestleMania and you think of WrestleMania immortal moments, Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan come to mind. Hogan body slamming Andre. Everybody sees that. You close your eyes, you can see Hogan body slamming Andre. I have no fucking idea why this match is getting shit on all these years later. When it was
at least it's in the top 10.
Sure, but number 8? Get the fuck out of here.
Here's what you got to look at. A few years, if this would have been 2019, it would have been like number 47, and the top 10 matches would have been all from the last 5 years, and it would be like Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch or something. So at least we're in an era now where these matches are getting spotlighted.
It's just, call me an old head, call me a sucker for nostalgia. I just feel like Hogan versus Andre, if not number 1, definitely number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
What do we think will be number 1? Probably Rock Austin, Rock Hogan.
Rock Austin seems like it's probably,
or Taker Shawn from WrestleMania 25. I think
two
our championship match might be 1-2 for the top 50 greatest WrestleMania matches of all time.
Well, has the Bloodline Rules match been revealed yet? The Cody Roman from last year? Because
don't even get me started, Jay.
I'm just saying.
Wait, has it not been?
If that is number 1, I'm taking a hiatus.
I've been following the list, but I don't necessarily remember. There's been a lot of days in that 40-day countdown, so
yeah. I'll have to double check and see if that match has already
because
been
we know
on the
people
list.
love that match over Hogan Andre.
Yeah, for whatever reason. But fellas, tag team twinning is standing by.
All right, let's
ready to bring on our special guests.
Bring them in. Should we give them a round of applause when they come in?
Here we go. So joining us on episode 170 of WellsMania podcast, the TikTok sensations, the 10K sensations, Jordan and Sydney, tag team twinning. Thank you and congratulations. Welcome to WellsMania podcast. How are you both?
Thank you. We're good. Long day of work.
We're going to try not to talk over each other because
Yeah.
we tend to finish each other's sentences sometimes.
Mhm.
Is that what we call twin magic right there?
I think so.
Sometimes. But we're good. Thank you for having us on.
Yes,
It's really
thank you
nice
so
to meet you
much.
guys.
And you're like
yeah.
your intro for us is so, we need that.
Yeah.
We need that all the time.
Listen, anytime you need me to hype you two up, I'm available. I've actually thought about doing a service where I follow people around with a microphone and I just announce them going to wherever and just
Love it.
really hyping up their appearance. But no, we're really glad to have you both. And I know Jared and Peyton have been following both on your TikTok journey. So from the jump, we might be freezing here and Peyton might sound a little AI-ish, but we are working with the Wi-Fi wherever you guys are, wherever we are. The Wi-Fi might be a heel at times, but bear with me. It doesn't last for very long. It'll unglitch itself, but congratulations on 10K. I got to ask you from the jump, how does that feel in the short amount of time? What is it, 2 months and you reached that 10K milestone?
Yeah, no, it feels really good. Sorry.
No, you can go.
Yeah, okay. So it feels really good. I mean, Jordan and I were at the Royal Rumble in, what was it, February this year.
Yeah,
beginning
weird
of
to say
February.
that.
Yeah, we had like a little sister trip and we went together. And then I've been following like on TikTok a lot of the different streamers, if you will, content creators, if you will, for quite some time. Jordan was kind of like very,
I like the meme pages.
Yeah,
That's
she likes
what I
the
would
meme
follow.
pages.
I didn't follow any content creators.
But when we got back, I was like, this is a great idea. And there's 2 of us. So to grow in 2 months, honestly, it's like, this has been crazy. It's
exciting.
It's exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so fun. And I love going live and talking to everybody too. That's like my favorite part.
Yeah.
Meeting new people. It's so great.
And just
Yeah.
like like-minded individuals. Like you
Yes.
guys have been so nice since we first started. We've just been welcomed with open arms. We've not had a bad experience yet.
Mhm.
So
It'll come.
Well, the more you grow, unfortunately, the more haters start to show.
Mhm.
But just listen to what T.I. said. Never mind what haters say. Ignore them till they fade away. That's
Yes,
the advice
there we
that I
go.
take from the
Way.
great rapper T.I. But yeah, Jared, Peyton, any questions that you have for Jordan and Sydney, feel free to jump in. Like I said, the world is just now getting to know who you two are.
Mhm.
And like you said, you just started your journey on TikTok around the Royal Rumble, which is kind of funny because all of us were there.
Yeah.
All 5 of us were there at the Royal Rumble in Indianapolis. So it was really awesome to have a major PLE run wild for the first time at Lucas Oil Stadium. But I got to ask, when did you both first get into wrestling? How old were you?
I love talking about this. Jordan, you can take that. Sorry, my dog. If Tucker's
young.
like a special guest part 2 in this,
Yeah, he'll jump up on the
he's
couch.
a puppy, so if he's here.
What's up, Tucker?
He's excited. Well, we first started watching religiously probably during, I'd say 2005 to 2009. And then, when everyone kind of not makes fun of you, but there's always that, like, we watch wrestling, but like we don't tell people. Like, we used to get like made fun of. We used to decorate our room and our planners when we go to school, and everyone was like, "You guys follow WWE?" So then we definitely took a long hiatus. Like, we did not watch throughout high school or college at all. And then she started watching again. What year?
Yeah, we took a big hiatus because we wanted to be in sororities and thought we were cool. Like, which is like, honestly, that's my biggest message to anybody who's listening. Just like what you like.
Yeah.
If you like it, be yourself, and be authentic and stay true to you. We started getting back into it. I did back probably almost 2 years ago now. I started watching the documentaries of like the rivalries on A&E. And I was like, it made me remember why I liked it so much. And then I had a bonding moment with one of my guy friends who ironically, his wife is our good friend. We went to college with him, and he was like, wait, I've been a closeted WWE fan my whole life.
Yeah.
So then I bonded with him over that. And then that's honestly, it's just been skyrocketed from there. Like, we went to Mania together with last year, and then we've been to 6 events, or maybe the 5 or 6 events. This will be our 6th event in like less than a year. So yeah, that's really where it all started and came together.
I love that. And listen, I've been a wrestling fan pretty much my whole life. I'm 38 years old, and I have heard every single insult in the book over the past 38 years. And listen, I got 2 spinner belts and a WrestleMania 8 poster and a shit ton of wrestling memorabilia and action figures, and it never has stopped me from enjoying the passion of loving professional wrestling. So I'm really glad that you two have both come back into the pro wrestling world. And not only have you come back, but you've come back making an impact with your TikTok content.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many of your old sorority sisters have 10,000 followers nowadays. So.
I know. It's a niche space for twin sisters and females, I feel like, too. So yes. I think that's what sets us apart too. And we spend a lot of time together, so it makes it very easy to create content.
Yeah. And like, the funny thing is, I say that what brought us back in was a couple of years ago, but even when we had our little hiatus, I don't know about Jordan, but I was sitting there watching Total Divas and Total Bellas on E for many, many years. So like, I never really stopped fully. Like, I always was in tune with like, oh, this is what's going on. Cause Nikki Bella was with John Cena. Like, I always had that little like connection. So that's another thing that, always attracted us to it, just being twins, and then like the Bella twins and just having that. So we've always been fans at heart.
I feel like you guys got to meet the Bellas at some point.
Go for that.
I just DM'd the page. I DM'd not their page.
Oh.
I DM'd their podcast page because I was like, maybe by the off chance, because they have like 10 million followers. It's like, maybe by the off chance they'll like respond. But who knows? Maybe one day.
I will tag them in this episode of WellsMania podcast because
you can cut the clip, right? We'll cut the clip and send it to them.
Absolutely. So right now, look into your camera and cut a promo.
Oh God!
Cut a promo to Nikki and Bree.
Call them out.
Bella twins. Call them out. say what you want to say to them, and I will send this to them. And listen, I'm adamant. I'm
Make
persistent.
it a heel promo.
I do not stop.
So you gotta
They will
say,
see it.
Who are the real Timu Bella twins?
yeah,
I'm
no,
kidding.
no. We gotta say who's the true dynamic duo.
Yeah.
We'll find out on a joint podcast with them.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Nikki and Brie Bella, we are calling you out.
Yes.
We want to meet with you so we can decide who the top twins of WWE truly are.
That was a good one.
That was
Good
a good
job
one.
on the fly.
I'm
Got
not
me
good on the
hyped.
fly. I'm in sales, but I'm not good on the fly.
I would love for you to be able to meet the Bella twins. Jared and I, we've met the Bella twins.
They
Aw.
seem really sweet and
Yeah.
They are
genuine.
very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I sent you both that picture of Jared and I meeting the Bella twins at Wizard World. And Nikki, I was so surprised with how flirty Nikki Bella
Yeah.
was
God.
towards. I'm just, Jared was there. He saw it.
God.
She was so excited to see me,
Nobody wants to hear this.
and she
I kind of
she roped me in for this picture because Jared came up with the idea. He was like, "Hey, let's do prom poses with the Bella twins," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's a fun, cool idea." So then Nikki and Brie were standing there, and Nikki goes, "Hi, come here. Let's do prom poses." And I
Is
was
this
like,
after her sham wedding with John Cena or before?
Before.
they were still together when this happened, which was another reason why I was like, "Oh man, if John Cena sees this, he might kick my ass."
Yeah.
Your hero.
Fortunately he did not. But yes, it was really cool meeting the Bella twins. So I really hope that Nikki and Brie see that clip.
We're going to make it
and,
happen.
Yeah, we're going to do whatever we can to make that happen.
When we the year that we did dress up as the Bella twins, she did view my story. This was when I wasn't even watching too. It was 2018. We dressed up as the Bella twins for Halloween, and Nikki did. I think she either reposted my story, she viewed it. I have it somewhere, a screenshot of it, and I was like, oh my god, she acknowledged it. Or maybe she put it in a photo dump because I think they do like fan Halloween costumes and stuff like that. So she definitely saw it. So that's a start.
Yeah, that's a start. That's somewhere. Now, do you get that a lot? I'm sure you guys get called the Bella twins a lot
We're the
on your
Timu
TikTok.
Bella twins.
Yeah, some people come in our lives and call us the Timu Bella twins. It doesn't bother us. I'm just like, okay, keep it moving.
Or
like,
people will say that yesterday, I had like 5 people were like, "You look like Nikki Bella." I'm like, I don't see it, but I will take that. I will take it.
I get Stephanie. The 3 that I get the most are AJ Lee. Don't see the resemblance. I get Stephanie Vacar. I don't really watch NXT, so I can't like speak to that. And
Right.
Chelsea Green. I'm like, guys, we don't look like any of these people, but thank you so much because these WWE women are beautiful. So I will take that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think with the glasses that is the AJ Lee thing. I think the glasses is really draws the attention.
Mm-hmm.
I'll throw this both out to you because I get told that I look like a shit ton of wrestlers. I get this one I get a lot. Now I got to ask you both: do I look like Austin Theory to you?
A little bit. I kind of like when you say it.
Shaking his
When
head.
he says that, when you say it, like I kind of just from like the
Maybe
here
like cousins.
yeah, like relation, a little bit of relation.
I'm like Austin Theory's older, less jacked brother.
You're like his Uncle Fester.
That's one way to put it. I did dress up as Uncle Fester for my niece at her Wednesday Addams birthday party and Halloween last year as well. So I've got the costume.
Love that.
Snitsky is the closest.
I get.
I could see that a little bit.
I get that
Yeah.
one.
Maybe the facial hair.
Right, and my beard is going to be trimmed up even more because of my wedding next week. My fiance wants to trim it up a little more. So, yeah, it was like down to here. It was like at my chest. So
Yeah.
gets a little wild sometimes when I just let it grow. But to rapid fire, other ones that I get: Tommaso Ciampa, Triple H, John Silver, and Braun Strowman.
Okay. I think I
better
see.
than me.
What do
Most
you get?
people just say I look like Adam Pearce. That's all I get in my TikTok lives.
I love Adam Pearce though, so like, whatever. It's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good
That
one.
is official, Peyton.
Well, no, because he has to be blocked on Twitter.
What'd you
Oh,
do?
Right. Were you ripping on him and his?
I don't know. I think I called him a shitty GM or something at some point.
That'll
I
do
think
it.
a lot of people do hate on him. I've been seeing a lot of hate on
How
him.
about his botch? Sorry, not to go off topic, but that botch calling Rhea part of the Judgment Day on
Oh,
Raw.
God.
I was like, bro,
Yeah.
how are you gonna mess that up when people are already critiquing this match and it's under a microscope?
Yeah.
And then you say that, and it's like, eesh.
Wasn't it Michael Cole that called him out and said that Rhea hadn't been in Judgment Day for so long? And
I mean, you kind of had to acknowledge the comment because literally the whole world
couldn't
was
sweep that under the rug.
Yeah, the
No.
whole world was talk about it.
We just got done doing WellsMania Madness, which I did a bracket on Twitter. I know you guys aren't on Twitter. I know you're on TikTok and you're on Instagram. And I think, Sydney, you said that you both probably will never get on Twitter.
That's a good call. That's a good call.
It's toxic.
That's a great decision.
Oh my God.
Very toxic, I hear.
Great decision.
The IWC on Twitter is nothing like TikTok.
Because people you don't have all it is just commenting. There's no like picture of the person or like, I mean, TikTok, but you get what I'm saying, like
you
TikTok,
always get like user 85962 who comes in
you can click on
your
a TikTok and you can see like this person's a freaking, they're not even posting themselves, but they're commenting on me. But like Twitter, I feel like is so everybody's behind a computer. Like nobody's really there's no videos.
Yeah.
Like you're not posting a video of yourself on Twitter.
It's basically just a sea of AEW fans.
And that too. And like, it's like, I'm good on that. I don't need any more. And TikTok and Instagram is enough. Instagram, we're not even like really focusing on right now. It's just really TikTok. So
yeah, it's hard to focus on all the platforms. I don't know how some streamers do it.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Content creators.
Yeah, streamers.
I'd like to thank my ADHD definitely helps with the multitasking, because I can go from platform to platform to platform to platform and not even blink an eye. Like I tell everybody, follow me on everywhere at WellsMania, everywhere. They'll get in my lives and be like, where are you at? And I'm like, literally everywhere. Whatever platform you like, you'll find me on there. But where I was going with the Twitter was, we just got done doing WellsMania Madness, the greatest WrestleMania match of all time. The three of us, Jared, Peyton, and I, we did a couple episodes ago where we put together a bracket. And I think you both might have seen it on TikTok, because I did kind of hype it on there.
Mm-hmm.
But today we crowned a champion for the bracket, and it came down. I'm going to ask you two. Out of these two matches.
Sorry, he's being bad.
Oh, you're good. What's up, Tucker?
Being a menace. Okay, go ahead.
Greatest WrestleMania match of all time. It came down to The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 25 versus Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock from WrestleMania 17. Jordan, Sydney, tag team twinning. Who wins that championship match right there?
Undertaker and HBK.
Yeah, easy.
Oh,
and
wow.
Not because I don't recall the Stone Cold Steve Austin and Rock one. There are a lot of Mania matches that I never watched. And I know, and I hear it, and I know instantly what somebody's talking about because I've seen a clip of it, and like, and then it's enticed me to go watch it again. Like that match, I will come back to 20,000 times, and I will never get sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, never get sick of it.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to break the news to you.
Oh, you Rock and.
Yep, wow. Austin and Rock won. It was close. It was very close. Out of 38,000 votes. I threw a little extra zeros on there. There was only 38 votes, but
that's a lot.
I know. Listen, when I throw these polls out on Twitter, I'm hoping that like we get a ton of people who vote, but the votes are so low. And I'm just like, this is another thing about Twitter that pisses me off. And I'm glad you two don't have to deal with this, is people are so stingy with just voting in a poll. It's literally, you don't even have to follow me to vote in the polls.
Yeah, right.
But people,
that's why I like TikTok, honestly, because you saw our video with the Royal Rumble one.
Yeah.
If all those people followed us, we would have millions of followers now. But like the fact that you're engaging, it helps, and it helps push the content out further. So like,
it's funny.
I don't give a shit. Don't hit the follow button, but like you're pushing my content out by liking and commenting.
Yeah, it's funny that the Stone Cold one and Stone Cold Rock did win, because we just did a video yesterday, and who was at the top of our list for old school wrestlers?
Oh, Stone Cold.
He actually beat HBK, but it was the order in which he came.
Yeah, it was
so that's
blind.
not fair.
It was a blind rank. That doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
HBK is always over.
No, but
I
still,
love
it's funny that was.
I
that's
love
what
when
it
you
came down
guys
to.
do your
Yeah.
blind rankings.
I
Sorry,
think
you
we're
both
doing
froze
one,
on
two.
us
Is it
there.
me?
Are you still there?
Is it me? Am I the problem?
Is it me? Hi.
Oh no, we're frozen.
No, there you're back.
Is it me?
There we
I
go.
don't know. What do we
That's
do?
some
Though?
great Taylor
Um,
Swift.
okay,
and
wait,
the
it's
that
reloading.
background noise.
Yeah,
It
if you want
froze.
to do if you want to do karaoke on here, by all means.
Did you hear us that whole time?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
we could hear you.
You should don't cut that out. That was good.
No, that was great.
What is do you two do karaoke? Do you like singing?
No.
We're not good singers, but I love karaoke. I mean, I'll sing. I just need a couple drinks and I'll do karaoke.
Yeah.
We could probably find some karaoke in Vegas.
100%.
That's where I was going into, because out there in Las Vegas, you two are going to Las Vegas. You two will be out there in Nevada. I almost forgot what
In the
state Las
trenches.
Vegas was in. And you guys are going to WellsMania.
Oh
Mhm.
yes. Yeah.
Tell
We're doing
us a little bit about that.
Well, we'll tell you our like a little itinerary, and whoever wants
Sydney
to join.
made this.
I did make it already because as you can tell, I'm the one that like.
She does all the by the way, all the editing and stuff. Like I have to send her the videos. I still haven't learned any of that yet. So I have to post it to my account, save it, my personal account, save it, and send it to her to edit.
But I digress. So WellsMania is Thursday when we get there. We get there Wednesday, and
Shout out
WellsMania.
Tommy Carlucci.
Yes. So Tommy is a friend from our area. I'm not going to say where, but basically, long story short, he also DJ'd my wedding, but he also worked for WWE at
Mhm.
one point. So my tickets last year at Mania were upgraded to the floor because of him, essentially. So shout out Tommy. But he is DJing WellsMania, and there's a bunch of talent going. I know a bunch of NXT talent, I'm pretty sure, is going.
Mhm. Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy is special guest. And then there is also, I think I saw I know she's not there anymore. Samantha Irvin, not there, but I saw that she's going. He DJ'd her wedding recently, by the way,
Pretty cool.
out in Vegas. Friday we'll be at WrestleCon, and then we're gonna do Saturday Night Mania, and then we'll be home. So we're doing Sunday Mania at home. We're gonna watch at home.
You're not gonna go see Cody Rhodes versus John Cena live in person?
I think 4 days out there is plenty of time.
And also, I'm fine with watching that from home.
Yeah,
I'm fine with watching that from home.
I know he's your guy, Cena.
Cena's
his guy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I love John.
Yeah.
You're rooting for him
No.
for Cody? I think Cody will retain until SummerSlam, but we can talk about that later.
We will actually, because I'm gonna go through here in a little bit. I'm gonna go through the WrestleMania card, and I want to get both of your predictions for the matches. We'll do that here in just a little bit. Jared, Peyton, do either of you have any questions for tag team twinning? Now, to separate the two, I'm glad that Jordan, you didn't wear glasses. Sydney, you did wear glasses. Did I get that right?
Yes.
And I have a
Okay.
jet here, so that might be helpful.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did have a question. You said you were watching about 2005 was with your earliest memory when you became a fan. Was there ever a time growing up where like you two got heated because of who you liked in wrestling? Like one person was like pro CM Punk and the other was Jeff Hardy, or have you guys always had the same sort of similar fan base and
were very
likes and
aligned.
dislikes?
We were really aligned, and what I'll say is there were people who probably weren't feuding at the time too. Like I was a big CM Punk girl. Sydney was always John Cena.
And John
I feel
Cena was
that-
like, our entire room was decorated with WWE stars.
Yep.
Like I'm surprised my mom and my stepdad, because my dad really wasn't living with us at the time, but obviously I'm surprised they were not genuinely concerned with 13-year-olds having shirtless men.
Yeah, all
posters
over
all over the rooms.
But we were aligned on we liked whether you were a face or a heel too. Like
like Edge.
we loved DX was huge for us.
Yeah.
But I will always say my favorite growing up was Triple H, and you were probably
I was probably Cena.
yeah. Triple H was my
like
favorite.
when he came back in 2008, I think I cried and watching that pay-per-view from home,
Yeah.
the Rumble. I think I was so, because that was back when nothing was spoiled.
Yeah.
Right.
Nothing spoiled. Like everything was a surprise. So that had to be one of the best moments being a fan as a kid.
Be careful. Kyle will start crying if you talk about it.
That was, it still is to this day. That is my biggest mark out moment that I have ever had as a fan. And Jared, actually, we were watching that pay-per-view together, And when John Cena's music hit and he came in at number 30, I tell this story all the time. If there was a 10-foot basketball goal right in front of me, I would have been able to jump so high and dunk. Now, me, I'm a 5'9" white guy who's never been able to dunk a basketball a day in my life. I'm more of a shooter than anything. But yeah, if there was a basketball goal in front of me, I would have jumped so high and Vince Cartered the hell out of that basketball goal. That to this day, that's the biggest mark out moment of my life, which leads me to asking both of you as fans, what is the biggest mark out moment that you've ever had watching WWE?
God, that's a really big question.
Ooh. Live or
take
no?
your time.
We haven't been to that many live shows.
Well, we did go to live once, the SummerSlam 2007 with Randy Orton and Cena feud, and then we cried when our pictures didn't come out because we did like the disposable camera and they turned out all white. So we went to go get them and we cried.
Yeah, we cried.
That was so bad.
I have to think about
disposable camera.
Yeah,
in 2007. Yeah, our mom was like, "Are they okay?"
SummerSlam, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Never forget. What is the biggest moment? That's a good question.
Yeah.
I probably, I don't know. There's so many.
There are.
Yeah.
So you were in Philly last year for Mania, right?
I went to night 2. I went to night 2. I did not go to both. Yeah.
So how big was the mark out moment for the last 10 minutes of the Cody Roman?
Oh my God. Undertaker walked right by me. Fun fact. Literally.
Oh, so you knew it was coming.
No, I'm sorry. He walked right by me on the way out, not on the way in. So they had so many people like shuffling him.
Yeah.
But I was on the floor where he literally walked right past, probably like was not too far from where we are sitting. But that was amazing. It wasn't a mark out moment for me though. Like I have to really think about probably Jeff Hardy winning the WWE championship.
That's a big moment for Jeff.
Yeah. I think because he was one of our favorites, and then
still is.
Yeah.
Shout out Jeff. I love him.
There's just so many to think about.
I'd have to think about.
And there's so many like OMG moments.
Yeah.
From like good and bad. Like Evolution when they turned on Batista. Like just so many OMG moments that you just like couldn't predict. That's the one thing I miss. I'm not gonna say that this era is bad or predictable, but it's just more predictable, which makes it less exciting in some manner. But there's more talent to watch.
Yeah.
So well, it's because everything gets spoiled now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say too, all the DX moments too, when they would reunite. Like the pop that they would get, because I feel like you just never knew when they were actually gonna come back together or when they would break up.
Yeah.
So when Triple H and HBK were against each other, those were always iconic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny about DX. I grew up in the 90s when DX was in its prime. Yeah. I would get in trouble in elementary school and middle school for crotch chopping my classmates and telling them to suck it. I had no idea what that meant.
Yeah.
I didn't know what suck it meant. I didn't know what crotch chopping somebody meant. I had no idea. I thought it was cool because I saw Shawn Michaels and Triple H doing it on TV.
Yeah.
So then I met X-Pac a couple of years ago. Yeah, very cool. Because I told him, I said, listen, man, it's because of you that I got detention in middle school because I told my classmates to suck it. He started laughing and he goes, you know how many times people come up to me and blame me or the other guys for getting them in trouble. But you know what? You got memories all these years later. You'll never forget DX. You'll never forget getting in trouble for telling your classmates to suck it.
Worth the detention, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was a good kid. I was just I'm a pro wrestling fan. I did a lot of promos and I cut them on my classmates, and teachers just never understood. They just didn't get it.
Yeah. I was going to say too, that era, well, when we grew up, it was just, I look back on certain segments and I'm like, how was this on TV? How was this okay? Certain things that were sexual innuendos.
Like Edge and Lita.
Oh, I loved that. I'm like a big like drama, and that's why if I tried to explain to my friends like why I like WWE, like I like the fact that it's, first of all, it's year round.
Yep.
There's drama, there's action, there's heroes, there's villains, there's legend. Like it's everything mixed in one. Like that's a perfect example. Like Charlotte and Tiffany's promo, I thoroughly enjoyed that because I like drama.
She liked
Let's
that.
get into that now that you've brought it up.
Sorry, I'm going all over the map, but like there's just so much that
I don't know if you've ever seen or watched the show before, but we have no format. This is how every episode goes. It's just random, free flowing.
Yeah, no, I take note. So
I used to be so organized, but over the past years, I've lost. I used to be such a perfectionist, and Peyton can attest to this. When I first started doing WellsMania podcast, everything had to be perfect. The editing had to be perfect. The producing had to be perfect. The sound quality, everything had to be perfect. But then I realized nobody's perfect, and people love raw, real, authenticity, uncut moments, and it's kind of wild because things that I notice, other people don't. And my fiance, I credit her with this a lot. She goes, nobody is going to call you out if something is not sounding the way that you want it to sound. Those people aren't even going to pay attention to that.
Correct.
So she really got me more towards the ruthless aggression side that I show on WellsMania podcast. But yes, Peyton, you wanted to talk about the promo between Charlotte and Tiffany.
Let's talk about that shit show. They brought it up. I want to rant about it.
Oh boy.
First of all,
here we go.
Go ahead and give your guys' opinions before I go off.
I ran to TikTok the second it stopped because I was like, I'm going to make a video on this because I know people are going to talk about it.
I do think Tiffany needs to work on her confidence level on the mic.
Yeah, I think
she sounds scared when she
doesn't sound confident in what she's saying,
right?
Which is reflective. The only way she got out of that promo, and I love Tiffy, is because of the booing and because the audience was on her side.
Yeah.
That's the only reason she got out of that promo. I'm not a big Charlotte Flair girl.
Yeah, me either.
She can cut a promo. She definitely can. And she sounds professional delivering it. She was flustered.
You could tell.
Folded so quickly. It was just, I loved it.
I also didn't mind that it got personal. Like, I thought that was pretty, it like made it more authentic, real.
No, it made me more excited for the match where everyone on social media is like, oh, I have no interest in this match now. And it's like, what are you talking about? Do we not remember when Roman Reigns called out John Cena for not being enough for Nikki in bed? Do we not remember? Yes. Do we not remember all of these things that were personal? But then everyone's like, no, I know that those were approved. Those were approved by whatever. And like, how do you know what was approved? You don't know what was approved. So stop making critiques about what should be allowed when you are not behind creative. Granted, I do think they went off script, but I feel like that happens all the time.
That has happened a lot.
The more real something feels, the more invested we get. And especially on the road to this WrestleMania, I know before you two came on, we were talking about the hype and the build for this WrestleMania, and it does not feel anywhere near what last year's build felt like. Not even close. Exactly. And now we're starting to get more personal. And when things get more personal and they get more intimate, it's all of a sudden, holy shit, I'm more invested in the Jay Gunther now than I was then. Same with Tiffany and Charlotte. I want to see these two absolutely take cheap shots at one another. I want to see them tear one another down. I want Ludwig Kaiser to get involved in this. Like,
somehow
give me that Jerry Springer aspect to the WWE. That's what we need for some of these feuds 100%. That feel a little stale.
Yeah. Right now, the only match, and I'll give Peyton a second to say his.
Yeah, I'm curious what his thoughts are. I don't think I saw a video on this. You definitely posted one. I just
if I would have given my thoughts, I'd have been banned off TikTok.
Wow, I'm scared.
Yeah, I mean,
you didn't like it, or you?
To be blunt, I fucking hate Charlotte. So
he does. I've noticed that.
I'm
blocked.
She's a nepo baby. Obviously, everyone thinks she's a nepo baby, but the only reason she's as big as she is because of Ric Flair. Yeah. Let's be real. How are you going to take your father's whole gimmick and just make it into a female version?
She took her father's gimmick, but didn't take any of his charisma.
No.
Correct.
Yeah.
She is the most overrated superstar in the company by a mile. Like her entire gimmick is She shows up, she politics her way into getting a world title match. She either wins the title and then immediately loses it in the first defense and goes away for 9 months, or she comes back, she loses the title match and then goes away for 9 months, and then the cycle repeats itself. And that has been her entire career. And she has been given everything on a silver platter, and that promo proved it. Because if she really was the best like she says she is, she wouldn't have folded under the heat of the crowd like that.
Under the booze.
I've seen rookies on their first day handle heat better than Charlotte handled that.
You could tell she's been uncomfortable and it's getting worse and worse every week. Like before, she was trying to ride it, and now it's like becoming like, okay, this is actually getting to me.
Okay,
and
right,
it's
with her,
hard
like-
for me to keep my face.
Right.
now.
Like, are you going to boo me or are you going to woo me? I remember when she said that and I was just,
But
rolled
she's
my
been saying
eyes.
that for weeks, but
Yeah.
I feel like she's trying to convince herself that it doesn't bother her, but it 100% has to. There's
Yeah.
no way that it doesn't.
Yeah, because she's not used to it.
And
She's
she's not
never.
built for it either.
And I
No.
feel like if Charlotte Flair embraced it, that would be going against what she's trying to do with her character.
Yeah.
But you're right. I do feel like Tiffany got to Charlotte in that promo. I mean, Charlotte going through her third divorce and Tiffany literally calling that out on live television.
That runs in the Flair family, though.
I know Charlotte's, she might never catch her old man in that department. Because I think Ric Flair is probably what?
He's
almost
got
on-
more wives than title reigns.
Yeah, literally.
It's
More
crazy
like
the lifestyle that the Nature Boy
we did meet him
lives.
in
Yeah,
Indy,
yeah.
and he did.
He was with women.
He was with women, and he did hit on me. So I will say it's a rite of passage that Ric Flair
There you go.
hit on me.
Everybody else who
and
probably
everybody else
walked up
in
to
that
him.
in that restaurant.
Yeah. But
And that's also how I knew Charlotte was going to win the Rumble.
oh
beforehand,
yes.
because he said to me, "If I go tonight, I'm going to cry," and I was like, "Fudge, she's winning."
Way to go, Rick. Way to
Yeah.
spoil it, bro.
Rick cries all the time. That
Mhm.
Rick cries at the wind.
yeah.
Yeah,
He
you're right.
does.
You're right. I mean,
Yeah.
Speaking of Tiffany and Charlotte, do you want to give your WrestleMania prediction on what you think's going to happen in this match?
yeah, and we're gonna make coming up next week. Probably we're gonna make like a full video on all of our predictions, but I think it's so early still to tell on like who we think is gonna win what. But if I had to pick right now, I am going with Charlotte.
Oh, you are. We have
And the
different
only reason I'm
opinions.
going with Charlotte is because Tiffany seems upset at something, and not just the way that Charlotte's belittling her. I think she's prepared for that. She's supposed to be the underdog and come out and beat Charlotte. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Maybe they told her on Friday, like, "Hey, you're probably dropping the title." Maybe that's why she was pacing back and forth, and she was like, "F it, I'm gonna go all in on this promo." I don't know.
I feel like they know way before then. though.
No, they don't. Sometimes it gets changed the day of.
Well, I
She's
was
upset because the Terminator politicked her way to another title win.
Yeah.
That's what I am.
Oh, maybe you're
I
thinking
originally
maybe.
thought Tiffy. No, you could say Tiffy. I just originally thought it, and then after Friday, I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Okay. That's a good take. I still, I'll say I hope for Tiffy, but that take makes sense to me now. I was thinking she would win. I thought that they were going to let Charlotte kind of put Tiffy even more over, but
This doesn't seem like a put over situation.
yeah.
You can tell when it's real beef.
I've been going back and forth, and I'm a fan of both. I love Charlotte Flair. I think I'm in the minority. I've always been a Charlotte Flair fan.
Fair.
I usually tend to gravitate towards the wrestlers that people don't like. John Cena, for one. And I like Charlotte Flair. She's another example of going against the grain. And I liked Roman Reigns when everybody was going against Roman Reigns. I loved
You just
Roman
like
Reigns.
people that have go away heat.
I just see the potential in everybody, and I know that how great they are. That's why John Cena didn't break up with me. Nah. He broke up with you.
Don't
He didn't break up
start
with
this,
me.
man.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you two know this, but Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton, they're actually the liners to WellsMania podcast. So at the beginning of every episode,
Oh, I knew that.
and I've been going back and forth on the road to WrestleMania. I've been alternating Charlotte one episode, Tiffany another, Charlotte another, Tiffany another. So I don't know if anybody's been picking up on that, but I don't know. I don't know who's going to be on this one. I can't remember who I used last week, but let's go through the WrestleMania card.
Sure.
You don't have to go into too much depth because I know you probably want to save a lot of it for your TikToks, but just kind of want to get your opinions on these matches and who you think's going to win. So we got Tiffany and Charlotte. Let's do Gunther versus Jey Uso, who's not afraid anymore. He pulled a Kevin McAllister. I'm not afraid anymore.
Unfortunately, I think Jey.
Yeah, I think just based on the build up and what's happened over the last couple of weeks, who do I want? Gunther. Who do I think? Jey.
Yeah.
That's my pick.
That's quick and easy.
I like quick and easy.
You'd come and go as it came. Like go as quickly as it's come on, please.
Yeah, I agree. How about the triple threat match? Roman Reigns versus CM Punk with Paul Heyman versus Seth Rollins.
I think Punk is going to pin Seth because I don't think Roman's getting pinned. But if Triple H really wants to swerve us, I think Paul is going to protect Seth in some capacity and help him win. So I'm giving you two answers. I really don't know.
Hey, and
that's going to win?
We're still, 10 days out from WrestleMania. So I'm sure between now and then, you're going to be like me, going back and forth with the predictions.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think Roman's winning this one. So I think it's between Punk and Seth, really. If I had to say right now, I think I'm going to say Seth right now. But
it does kind of feel like Seth is the odd man out, which to me thinks we might get another steal, another heist of WrestleMania, like you did with Brock and Roman.
I also want to tie it back to how much praise Triple H gave him after last year's WrestleMania. I don't know if you guys remember the post, but he literally went on a good rant about how much of a workhorse Seth Rollins is. And like, I think in order to respect him to some degree, you need to give him a big win like this. But that's just my take.
And it doesn't get much bigger than beating both of those guys in the main event of night one at WrestleMania. How about the other triple threat match, the women's world title triple threat match, Io Sky, the champion, versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley?
I could see Bianca pulling it out. I really could.
Yeah, I do. I don't think Rhea will win, so I'm taking her out immediately. My opinion as of yesterday was Io, because I didn't think that they would take it away that quickly. But again,
that could be why they're letting people shove her face as much as they are, which is really starting to piss me off.
Yeah. So I'm going to state as of today, April 9th, Io. So we have a different opinion there.
Good there. Good job.
How about the match that I know Sydney is really looking forward to? And I've got props right here. This is the brand new flavor. Sour Nova Prime Hydration. We've got AJ Styles versus Logan Paul.
I want AJ to win simply because I don't know how many years we have left with him. And he's made that clear and he deserves it.
Made that clear.
But I think it would be a huge W if Logan Paul beat somebody like AJ Styles.
Yeah.
So I think Logan Paul.
I'm giving it to Logan too.
What about for the United States title, LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu?
I think Fatu, and I think it's going to make Solo jealous, and they're going to have a feud that builds to SummerSlam, but
yeah, I definitely think, well, I've said this. I just made a video about, what was it? The Breakout Superstar of the Year. I gave it to Jacob Fatu. I think he is extremely impressive in the ring, whether I said with the bloodline or on his own. And I think that there's a good chance that they give it to him just for another storyline build too. LA Knight, like, I don't really know where he'd be going with the storyline if he does retain.
I think LA Knight deserves more, but I don't know what he's going to get. So let's hope he doesn't get lost in the shuffle like some middle superstars have. Not that he's a mid superstar. Don't LA Knight Girl, if you listen to this, he's not mid.
Speaking of LA Knight Girl, she reached out to me and she said that she'd like to do a collab out in Vegas. So I'm going to be on the lookout for her. And also I look forward to finally meeting you two in person. And we definitely got to do a collab out there as well.
100%.
The next match we have is for the WWE Women's Tag Team title. We'll skip this one because we don't know who the gauntlet match winners are yet.
WWE could not have made less about the tag division right now.
I know, it's so bad, guys.
I might make a video on that and everyone's going to call me whiny, but the tag division for both men and women sucks right now.
Who's even a women's tag team right now besides Liv and Raquel?
Those titles need to be burned.
Why is Natalia? But never mind. Let's not even get into this.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I looked at it and I go, I know how Peyton feels about the women's tag team titles.
You know who should be the women's tag team champions? Is
Who?
tag team twinning.
Hell
Because the rest,
Hey,
because every other team out there sucks.
Yes, it's bad.
there we go.
And the
Tag
women
team
gotta stop
twinning.
botch. I hate to say the word botch. The women have to stop. Never mind.
Botching?
I get you. We've
We've been getting a lot of like messiness in the ring.
Mhm.
Like they got to get it
Oh,
together.
the Bailey,
Yeah,
and the
it's-
Bailey
I
and
got you.
Lyra match.
Oh, don't even get me started on Tamina.
Oh yeah.
I'll go down a rabbit hole of rants with Tamina. But anyways, turning the table or going to the next. I'm so flustered right now. I don't even know what the hell I'm saying. Going to the next match, which by the way is not the first women's non-title match at WrestleMania.
I heard your take on that. Yeah, I don't know.
It's the second. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. I got absolutely attacked on Twitter because people were discrediting Tori Wilson versus Candice Michelle back at WrestleMania 22. It had a stipulation, but it was a women's non-title match. And
Yeah.
for whatever reason, people were coming at me saying that I was an idiot. I don't know anything. That wasn't a real match. I'm like, yes, it was. There was a referee in there, and Tori Wilson got a 1-2-3 win.
Yeah,
that is a real match.
It's a match. And somebody told me yesterday that I have no brain. So I understand the toxicity of this environment and this space.
Yeah,
People just want to hear
really-
themselves talk.
I think people also are very set in their own opinions. So
Yes.
like
Yeah.
wrestling fans specifically are probably the most critical fan base known to man. So it makes sense to me.
But yes,
Just
if we're talking winner of that match, I think it's gonna be Jade.
Jade, I think Jade.
100%. Has to be, right?
Yeah. What are they gonna really let Naomi take her down again? I don't know. That'd be crazy.
And she needs her own singles WrestleMania win. I don't know if Naomi's had her own. I really have to go back in history and look, but I feel like Jade really needs a singles WrestleMania win to put her on the map. She deserves a title at some point.
Mhm.
I agree. The next is a fatal four-way match for the Intercontinental title. We got Braun Breaker, the champion who just murdered Carlito on Raw,
That was hysterical.
versus Penta versus Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio.
Dom.
Really?
I'm thinking
Didn't
Dirty
you
Dom.
say Dom Money in the Bank?
Because I think Dom is going to win, and I think that Penta will get it off of him at some point, but I think Dom should win Money in the Bank and be in the running for a world title at some point.
I agree. Dominic should have all the titles in WWE.
Yeah. I think he's so good. He's not the Mexican Destroyer.
Yeah,
He
it
just
was
hit-
solid. He's
like,
good.
We're forgetting
What were
he's
those
good.
boots though? Those
That's what
boots
he
on-
always wears, though.
Does he wear those
Yeah.
boots every time?
Usually.
I feel like they were more moon
Fuzzy?
booty,
Fuzzy?
fuzzy looking. Okay, so I was gonna say Penta.
You can say Penta. You don't have to say.
Yeah, I just thought that they would be giving Penta a push, but that's a good take too.
He hasn't really gotten pinned, like much.
Yeah.
So
Only once.
yeah, I think Dom deserves it. He's proven himself. He's a workhorse, and I think it could set up for him and Finn to go at it, or him and Penta to go at it. But Dom needs to win Money in the
him
Bank.
and Finn going at it's gonna be
Dom
hysterical.
for Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Yes. 'cause,
Him or LA Knight, if we want to put LA Knight in a title picture like that.
Yeah. And then the last match that we
Wonder what the-
have,
I wonder what this is going to be.
I almost forgot.
it is Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. And by the way, tag team twinning, you're frozen, but we can still hear you.
Oh,
I did a TikTok yesterday with my Unsolved Mysteries Robert Stack impression, and it has taken off. People are enjoying when I do my Unsolved Wrestling Mysteries.
I love it.
Is Chad Gable El Grande Americano?
No.
Is El Grande Americano Chad Gable? Join me. Perhaps you may be able to help
Okay.
solve an unsolved wrestling mystery. It's my Robert Stack impression
Yeah,
right
that was
there.
solid.
That's really good. But I can
Thank
tell you,
you.
I cannot be less invested in this match.
I'm trying to make it exciting for everybody,
I know.
okay?
Rey Mysterio, please God.
Do you think it's Chad Gable though?
Actually, you know what?
No, do you
I
think
take it back, because if it is Chad Gable, Chad deserves more. And a big win over Rey Mysterio could be big for him. But I just don't know if it is Chad. Is it Chad?
It's not.
It's not
It
Chad
doesn't look
Gable.
like him. His frame doesn't even look like him.
It's not Chad. It's going to be somebody else that's going to debut or something. I don't know.
I think they'll give it to Ray.
Yeah,
so.
me too.
Welcome
come
back.
out.
There we go. You are now unfrozen. We can see you again. I did a in my TikTok about this match. I also mentioned the double doink moment from WrestleMania 9, which was in Las Vegas, Nevada at Caesar's Palace. So I think it would be so cool if we got that homage to WrestleMania 9 and got Jared. Dos grandes Americanos. If we got two El Grande Americanos doing the whole, Doink the Clown gimmick, I would mark out because I'll be there to see it. So that'll probably be one of my favorite moments from WrestleMania if that happens.
Love it. Are we missing one? Cena.
Yeah, we're missing the main event. The biggest match of WrestleMania.
And you call yourself a John Cena fan.
I thought I already said that earlier, but I guess I did not. That takes us to the main event of WrestleMania 41. The undisputed WWE champion, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Who you got?
I think
Cody.
Yeah, me too. I think we're aligned on that.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you, Tech. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing.
I don't think they're going to.
I think Cena's going to win a world title as a face, not a heel.
That's a good point, but how much? We don't have that much time left.
I don't think he's retired as a heel.
Will that be at the end of this year, or will it be in the summer? Where do you see that happening?
I see after Mania, I see John.
But then what would have been the point in turning heel? Like, I don't know.
That doesn't make sense I don't know. I just don't see it. So that's my take.
Okay, sorry. My point is I don't understand. Also, my point is with that is why would he go through all of that with The Rock and then lose at WrestleMania and then could become a face and win a title? Like, that just doesn't line up to me.
Maybe they'll have him win it, then drop it really quick to have it be 17 and then win it again. And he's actually 18.
I love the way that you think. I'm all in on that.
Yeah.
He just needs more appearances. He's been a little lackluster.
I made a video on it. Don't kill me, but I said, "Is it boring? Is his heel run not heel? His retirement tour a little slow, boring right now? But we'll pick up.
It's okay. I don't hold it against you.
What do you?
Well, The Rock interfere? I think so. The Rock will make an appearance.
He'll make it about himself somehow.
So does someone stop The Rock like last year?
I don't need another repeat.
Stone Cold?
I don't need another repeat of everyone coming out, but if it's Stone Cold, I'd be happy with it.
Same.
And I've said this. If Stone Cold Steve Austin, who I'll be meeting, my fiance and I will be meeting Stone Cold Steve Austin on Saturday at WWE World.
Let's go.
It pains me to say this. If Stone Cold Steve Austin runs in, Cody Rhodes will retain.
Yeah. 100%.
If there's no Austin and it's just The Rock, then John Cena will become the new undisputed WWE champion. But if we do get a run in from Stone Cold Steve Austin, Cody Rhodes will retain.
Yep. I see
I'm not opposed. Are you opposed to a Stone Cold run in if it means that Cody will retain though and John Cena loses? That's a good question for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I'm sick and tired of seeing my boy John Cena lose at WrestleMania. Listen, ladies, the last two WrestleManias that I've been to, John Cena lost.
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing my boy lose.
No, same. I agree with that.
I got
especially in his last WrestleMania. He's got to go out. He's got to go out with a win.
I got a crazy pitch. Then we all can get what we want. John Cena wins the title. And then after the match, him and The Rock continue the beatdown on Cody because they want to send him away permanently. Then you have Stone Cold come out and save Cody from The Rock and John Cena, ending his career. And then we set up a main event tag team match for SummerSlam, and we can all go and watch that mega tag team match.
There we go.
I'm not opposed to that.
I like that.
Love it.
I like that a lot. Ladies, I know we are running a little late on time because you two are very, very busy, and we just appreciate you coming on this episode and running wild with us. This has been a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh, of course.
Before we go, Jared, Peyton, if you guys have any other questions that you want to lob out there to Jordan and Sydney, feel free to do that. But before we go, what are you looking forward to the most out in Las Vegas? And by the way, aren't you two celebrating your birthday out there?
No.
Well, we're celebrating 6 months out from being 30.
Yes, but
Okay.
also we said we wanted to go to Vegas before we hit 30, and we hit 30
Yes.
October 2nd.
So you're not wrong.
Yes.
It's like an early little, like, we want to go to Vegas because we've never seen it.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's not our birthday. Our birthday's in October. But what
Okay,
we're looking
'cause-
forward to most,
Well,
Yeah.
we have different opinions probably on this. Go ahead.
what I'm looking forward to most, I love sister trips. They're fun. I'm obviously married. It's different being a twin. You don't get to do the same things that you got to do when you were like attached at the hip when you were kids. So any chance to be able to go out and do a trip like this, let alone like a WrestleMania trip, who knows when I'll be able to do it again. So
Yeah.
I'm just excited to be there and just be with her and be in Las Vegas
That was
and
nice.
see WWE, maybe meet Lita, because I really want to meet Lita.
My answer's different. Sorry.
I'm always heartfelt.
My answer is I'm really well. At the Royal Rumble we didn't have the page, right? So we didn't really know like that connect with other content creators or streamers. So I'm excited to meet people, and connect and collab and hang out. Honestly, with the people that we've met through TikTok, it's awesome. It's a cool community, and I think that even like LA Night Girl, we met her at Royal Rumble briefly, and we didn't have the page then, but we were like we recognized her. So it'll be interesting to like meet people that you see.
And we'll have merchandise. So if anyone's listening to this, for us, we'll have merchandise. Maybe for you guys.
Plug it.
If anybody has interest in saying hello and they meet us, not that we're celebrities, but we'll have a shirt that says at Tag Team Twinning
Yes.
on it. So please don't be shy and come say hello.
Yeah. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And we'll get to hang out.
Yeah.
Would definitely love a Tag Team Twinning merch t-shirt, because I'm a walking billboard.
Yeah.
I wear my WellsMania merch all the time, and I love wearing other people's merch too.
Hell
so
yeah.
I'll definitely buy a shirt off both of you.
Love it. Well,
Yeah.
we'll definitely have to do that then.
And we also since we hit 10K, we did say we would do a giveaway.
Yeah, we have to think of that.
Yeah. So that's another thing that's coming. So
Hell yeah.
we'll think of that.
Peyton, Jared, you guys got anything?
I just
Yeah.
want to say,
Go
I'll
ahead.
let you go, Peyton.
No, go ahead.
I just want to say it's not really a question, but I kind of said it yesterday, but I'm really glad you guys are in the space, in the wrestling community, because online it can be very toxic and negative, and you guys have been positive, and then you bring discussions, but you actually like want to engage with your viewers and have a discussion and give the comments instead of just like, here's my opinion, I'm going to yell about it for 3 minutes and
Yes.
you're going to listen or I'm going to block you. So I just want to say keep killing it, and you're doing a great job.
And Jared, I want to point out, like, I love looking at the comments and replying to almost everybody. It only gets chaotic when it gets past like 100. Then I'm like, I can't go in and comment. It just like, because then there's other comments on other videos. So like, I love engaging with people.
Yeah,
so
it's
I
fun.
have like
That's
all
why
for opinions, and I've made that clear in our videos.
2 questions. One, have you guys figured out how to get the gifts that we
Yes.
send you?
Yes,
Yeah,
You figured it out.
I set up PayPal
Okay.
because when you
Okay,
hit
good.
10K, you enter the creator club and you can make money off of your 1-minute videos. So I had to set up a PayPal account.
So
Yeah.
she got forced to set it up.
I got forced to set it up.
No.
But thank you guys for the gifts.
Yes.
Yes. 2, who would win a match? Sydney or Jordan?
Ooh.
I would fold.
If it's you, if it's you two in the main event of WrestleMania in a street fight for the women's title, who's winning?
She didn't even hesitate.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I've gotten my butt kicked back in the day.
Yeah. I
so.
think I'm more of the abrasive brute sister.
Yeah.
So that's okay. I'll take it though.
So we know who's going to sell their soul to The Rock, is what you're.
Yes.
you're saying.
Yep.
There you go.
So
Okay.
Jordan, you are the heel, and Sydney, you are the face. Is that what I'm getting?
Absolutely.
Here we go.
Perfect way to put it.
That is a
perfect
good way to put it.
Well, listen, ladies, I appreciate you both.
Oh my gosh.
I'm loving everything that you're doing, and I can't wait to see when you get to 20K, which will be in the next 2 months.
Which will be next week.
We thank you guys so much
Yes,
for having
thank
us.
you. Yes.
We had a lot of fun, and we are more than happy to do something like this again. And
Perfect.
can't wait to meet you in person.
Yes. Yay.
Yes, my fiance and I, we will both look forward to meeting you.
Yeah.
Now, I say fiance, she will be my wife.
Your wife.
My wife, in 1 week from today,
That's
we will
so
be getting
exciting.
married. So before we let you go, Sydney, I gotta ask.
Yes.
You're a married woman.
Oh,
What advice do you have for me? I'm about to become a married man. What advice do you have for me in marriage? Because this is my first time. I've never done this before.
My first time too, so don't worry. My first rodeo.
Hopefully the only time.
Hopefully first and only.
First
Give
and
him
last.
bad advice on purpose.
I'll give you a funny one, and then I'll give you sentimental. My funny one is literally she is always correct, and you are always wrong.
Noted.
No matter what, and especially when that time of the month comes around. Not to be explicit, leave her alone. She is always correct.
Yeah,
she's always correct.
Yep, you are absolutely right.
I got this advice on my bridal shower, which I loved, but like never stop dating each other, which is tough because you get lost in that, being together for so long. I don't know how long you've been together, but my husband and I, before getting married, have been together for almost a decade. So things get stale after a while, and you want to make sure you're always putting each other first. You're a team, you're a tag team, just like Jordan and I are.
Hey,
in a different way. So just never forget that you're always dating each other.
That's cute.
And learning stuff about each other.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. And yeah, I look forward to meeting you both in person. Yes. Even though we've literally been in the same place twice, SummerSlam in Cleveland and the Royal Rumble in Indianapolis. I was there in Cleveland, never going back to Cleveland. The city sucks. But thank you both so much. And everybody, please follow Jordan and Sydney on TikTok at Tag Team Twinning. Buy their merch, and if you see them running wild out there in Las Vegas, go up to them and say hi to them. Ladies, thank you so much. We'll be in touch in Vegas.
Thank you guys. And if we don't hear from you, we probably will. But enjoy every minute of your wedding and your time together. Yes. Best of luck, you guys.
Thank you. Thank you
Bye.
both. See you later. Thank you both very much.
You.
Tag team winning. Yeah. Jared, I like what you said, and I wanted to put more emphasis on that. It's really nice to get more positive wrestling fans out there on any platform because there's so much toxicity.
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating. But Tag Team Twinning is a breath of fresh air. Jordan and Sydney have brought so much to the pro wrestling world in such a little amount of time. So I'm really excited to continue to see their growth and their journey in this crazy, crazy pro wrestling world.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not saying like you have to be fake positive or you always have to like something. It's just, it's not that. They're honest and genuine. They've said in their videos, like, does this WrestleMania really need to be 2 nights? They ask engaging questions, but it's not, like I said, you're like, there's some people I won't name because I don't want to mention them, but like the worst of the worst on the internet who are always yelling and cursing about stuff. And it's like,
you talking about me?
No, I'm talking about a guy from New York, potentially.
Oh yeah, that jabroni.
I'll say it. JD from New York. Is that who we're talking about?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of him and his style of discussing wrestling. It's like, buddy, you're an adult. You don't need to be. Don't need to be that fired up about a television show. Go outside.
I will say this. I will say this. Now, he does have me blocked on Twitter, so there is beef there. But I respect his willingness to say what's on his mind because I'm the same way. I think everybody should have the right to say what they want to say.
Oh, you have the right.
I think the way he goes about it sometimes where if you don't agree with his opinion, him saying you are an idiot or a moron is not necessarily the right way to go about it.
Yeah. So,
yeah. I don't mind calling people like jabronis when they deserve to be called jabronis, like the people that have been coming at me on Twitter because of my take on giving Tori Wilson and Candice Michelle their flowers, because that was the last women's non-title match at WrestleMania. It just so happened to have a pillow fight stipulation to it. But the amount of people who've been showing their ignorance on Twitter regarding that match, that's just one example out of literally thousands.
Yeah.
And I plan on going up to Tori Wilson and Candice Michelle at Squared Circle Expo 5, because both of those ladies will be there. And I plan on just going up to them and asking them if they would be down to do like a TikTok where we call out the people who discredit them and just kind of get their vibe. Because I don't know how often they get talked about that match that they had at WrestleMania 22, because it was so long ago. And I know I've brought it on the forefront most recently. You go on Twitter, man, it's just WellsMania talking about Tori Wilson and Candice Michelle. But that's just what I do is I call people out on their bullshit, and I'm not afraid to do that. I don't do it very often, but I couldn't just let Wrestle Features get away with that, you know?
No, because it's ridiculous. Because like I even texted you the idea of, we're trying to erase it from history and it's not actual wrestling. These are the same people that will sit there with a straight face, tell you that, and then judge someone like me or you or anybody else for saying that John Moxley taking spikes to the back is not wrestling. They're the same people who, no, that's wrestling. It's all an art form. But then they want to go out of their way and say that match is not wrestling. They're fickle and they're hypocrites.
They want to pick and choose what fits their narrative.
Yes.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
Fellas, listen, that was a really fun interview with Tag Team Twinning. Before they came on, we were going to dive into Wrestle With This. So I think we should close out this episode talking about the road to Smash Mouth Slamboree 4. Peyton, Jared and I were very surprised that we got Showcase 65 on Tuesday night.
It must have escaped early.
Expect the unexpected. I told you yesterday, I am in my no F's given era from this point forward. And I was sitting here and I was like, you know what? It's done. I'm just going to release it. I'm leaving for Florida in 2 days anyway. Then I don't have to worry about it while I'm laying on the beach. Let's just throw it out there. Who cares?
Well, I'm glad you did, because I was very entertained by that episode.
It was good. It was good. I'm interested to hear Jared's opinion on it, because obviously you and I are both somewhat in the know, you know, having a third party who is not really in the know. I'm curious to get your takes on the first of 6 episodes of The Road to Slamboree.
I mean, we haven't talked about the biggest mystery since Who Shot JR?
Yeah.
Who attacked Tim McLaw?
Great Dallas reference right there.
The face that runs the place, the man on the marquee, is laid out at his car, going on his way to his private jet. Is someone making a power play for Wrestle With This?
I mean, McLaw has a lot of enemies. He does. You know, he's not been known as the nicest man. He's made a lot of enemies in his career. You know, some of those enemies still work within the company of Wrestle With This.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The man on the marquee, baby, Tim McLaw. Who attacked the man on the marquee, baby?
I'm curious, Jared, who do you think it was? Well, I mean, right out the gate, obviously we don't really know anything. We don't know much. We just saw the aftermath of it. Initial thoughts. Do you have any theories? What are you running with?
I mean, it's gotta be someone who has a checkered past with maybe Wrestle With This as a whole, since he's the president. I mean, Ravshin Anton on this 2, 3, 7-year reign, whatever we're on at this point, has had a lot of his title reigns. I mean, he was basically gifted the title by McLaw.
Damn right he was.
And then every time he's beaten an opponent, that opponent has never been able to challenge again. So you've got Mega Mondo, you've got Stone Pain, Rathbone, I think. Who knows? And I mean, there's a lot of unstable, and just besides that, there's a lot of unstable people that Tim McLaw has hired over the years, like Zodi, the Clowns. So, I mean, if I had to go, like I said Who Shot JR earlier, but I remember when Who Shot Montgomery Burns happened on The Simpsons, and Vegas was taking odds and they put all the characters on the marquee and they were betting odds. I think if you put who attacked McLaw and you did betting odds, you'd probably get about 20 people deep and all of them have a good chance at doing it. So, and I assume Mike James is going to have to head the investigation because
he's the deputy.
McLaw he's the deputy. So he's going to have to figure out who this is on top of getting ready for Smash Mouth Slamboree. So it doesn't get any easier.
Speaking of Anton, he's missing, apparently. No one's heard from him since the match he had at Showcase, what was it, 62 or 3 with Stone Pain. So who knows where he is?
Yeah.
You know what? It's an unsolved wrestling mystery. Who attacked Tim McLaw? Where
you know
is
what's not a mystery?
Anton?
What's not a mystery is how ginormous Gunther Gustenschlamen is.
Did he get bigger over the break?
I think so.
I mean, most people do get bigger over the holidays.
Yeah.
You know, I imagine there was quite
that
the
boy
feast
loves
at the
to eat.
Gustenschlamen. Yeah, at the Gustenschlamen household over Christmas and Thanksgiving. But we have a new championship.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was eating some competition over in the motherland because he showed up with a new belt, the open weight title.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
the open weight title, which was won in Germany, and then brought here and certified.
Los Gringos and
no, it was
the Guatemalan Gringo. Put some respect on his name.
Yeah. Hey, the Guatemalan Gringo and Lowrider.
Lowrider. I thought it was Low Jeans.
No, they are. They are as
they
renowned.
Were I think is the term. If you saw the whole match,
they were as renowned as El Grande Americano.
Yeah, right.
Not anymore. I don't know if we'll ever see them again. Gunta made sure of that. But here's the bigger mystery. You want to talk about mysteries? Who in the holy hell is going to take the open weight title from Gunta?
And I guess another mystery is I think last time we saw him, he might have been in an asylum somewhere. But is Zodiac ever going to respond to the challenger? If he get lost in the wind, Elsa?
I mean, he's one half of the tag champs with DeVille or Pitt or whatever the hell he's called now, as Stone Pain put it.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of questions.
And then Mondo and Pain.
There's going to need to be somebody on the same weight scale that can go toe-to-toe with Gunta.
I would say if Zodi does show his face again, Zodi is very capable. You know, I mean, it might take 40 heart punches, but I think it's possible.
Where the hell is Zodi? You don't like my Robert Stack impression?
No, it's good. It's good. What about Pain and Mondo?
I believe Mega Mondo was trying to get over Mega Pain at the end of the match, like it's going to be an official name.
He was trying, and I think Pain was no selling it. I don't know if Pain has any interest in that yet.
Well, I mean, Stone Pain called his shot for the Smash Mouth Slamboree.
He did.
Going after Xander in the
Continental title.
I mean,
yeah. So I mean, the shot's been called. I mean, I guess Xander doesn't have to respond because Stone Pain owns the contract. So I guess that's the first match official. I don't know if Mike James has to do an Adam Pearson, make it official, or if it just is.
I guess we also have to assume, you know, right now, DeVille and Zodi, you know, they're the tag. They are surrounded on all fronts. I mean, Payne just called his shot for Slamboree. The Gustenschlamen still obviously have unfinished business with Zodiac. And then DeVille also has this problem with Giggles and Twinkles running around. Giggles, half of his face is melted off. He's listening to Itsy Bitsy Spider in some basement somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's a lot going on.
I want to just point out that Mondo and Payne, they worked really well together in that tag team match against Eric Draven and 5
They
Count
beat
Frank.
Jeff Jarrett.
That is true.
I did learn that Eric Draven was trained by Jeff Jarrett. I did find that out. So Draven paid homage to Double J.
Oh, I
Jeff Jarrett.
I thought he stole some of his gear at a thrift shop or something. I wasn't sure what was going on with that.
No. Apparently, Double J and Eric Draven, they know each other. They know each other very well.
I think they mentioned on commentary, but unlike the Gusenslagans, I think Megamondo trimmed out a little bit over the holidays, but he looked a little. And then he did some wrestling moves that dropped toe hold, and STF he climbed to the top and hit an axe handle and didn't break his ankle. So a lot of interesting maneuvers from Megamondo. It looks like he upped his repertoire over the wrestle with this break.
He did.
Yeah. How about that, you fucking haters?
And then, Dodge pointed it out. I mean, they were working well together,
Yeah.
Payne and Mondo. Dodge said, if they could ever truly get on the same page, they would be a tour de force in the tag team division. And I agree. I mean, they're 3-0. They've teamed together 3 times in history. They have not been beaten yet,
And speaking of 3-0, Megamondo was cutting a promo talking about his road to Smash Mouth Slamboree, where he is 3-0 at Smash Mouth Slamboree, and he never got an opportunity to finish what he was going to say. He was interrupted by Mortimer Blankenship, 5 Count Frank, and
who I heard has a broken
Draven.
jaw. I heard he has.
Stone Pain laid him out. Stone Pain laid him out with that golf club.
Dude, Mortimer got hit so hard.
He took the wall down.
He flew off the apron and landed on the Smash Mouth banner that was over there. He took it. He almost took the wall down.
I mean,
at the arena.
He had it coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was really I was really pleased with the episode Showcase 65, which if you missed it, it is available on Wrestle With This YouTube. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. And yeah, Megamondo, he hears the haters. He hears the doubters. And then he goes out there and proves them wrong every single fucking time. So, hey, you created that monster. If you doubt Megamondo, if you hate on Megamondo, he's only going to use that to better and improve himself. And that's exactly what he showed in that match. Now, I know Megamondo is a big fan of John Cena. So the fact that we got an STF from Megamondo, I never thought that we would see that, but we did. We got it. And if it wasn't for Mortimer Blankenship, hitting Mondo in the head, 5 Count Frank might have tapped out.
It may be if the referee would have seen it. Can we talk about that for a second?
Oh my God. You want to talk about going on a rant here about the ref?
Did the ref have eye surgery the day of this show? What happened? What was going on?
The ref was missing a lot throughout the night, especially in this match. I like how the one point Stone Pain
didn't do his job for him.
Stone Pain never came in to break up a count or anything. He just said, Mondo's foot's under the rope, which I thought was hilarious because, that seemed like such a Stone Pain thing. He's not going to save Megamondo necessarily like he did earlier, but, he's just yells at the ref, his foot's under the rope. And didn't even yell, he's his foot's under the rope. Obviously, everyone can see this except the referee wearing a mask, apparently.
This referee needs to be fired. Okay. I never want somebody to lose their job, but I do with this referee because he is so awful. He's so terrible. He was more concerned about his stupid glasses than he was his job at being an official in that ring.
So you tell me he had 4 eyes and he still missed all that?
Yeah. He needs to take his glasses back to Lens Crafters, go get LASIK surgery, and find a new profession because he absolutely sucks as a referee and he needs to be fired immediately. I would tell Tim McLaw but Tim McLaw's still knocked out in the parking lot somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'd tell Mike James, but he'd probably get all butthurt about it. So I don't know, Peyton. Are you the one that can make this decision? Can we get rid of this jabroni bonehead doofus referee once and for all and get a real ref in there that actually knows how to officiate and referee a goddamn match? Is that so hard to ask, Peyton?
I mean, that incarnation of Senior Arbitro, hopefully that version never comes back. I don't know what was going on that day. I don't know why he was wearing glasses. Stone Payne obviously wasn't very happy. He told him at the end to get out of the ring and take his shitty glasses with him.
I popped for that.
But yeah. Hope that that can't happen at Smash Mouth Slamboree. There can be no bad. I mean, I guess in the end, the bad officiating did help because it allowed Stone Payne to low blow 5 count Frank and then use a golf club on Mortimer Blankenship. But I don't know. That was not the best officiating.
No.
Nonetheless, though, officiating aside, that was a very entertaining beginning on the road to Smash Mouth Slamboree 4. Fellas, we are over the hour and a half mark here. Another long, beautiful banger of an episode. Anything else you want to touch on before we go home?
I can't think so. Just make sure that if you get the Tag Team Twinning, their merch website or something, we can get links to that because I'll buy some merch.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Peyton? You got anything?
I would like to buy some merch as well. For anybody out there, go and actually sub to my TikTok page, become a paying sub, because I'm going to start doing giveaways, and the way to get in the giveaways is to be a sub. So now I do actually plan on doing some other giveaways where the entry fee will be a certain gift. But if you want the big ones, like some autographed Legends things from Squared Circle Expo, you got to be a paying sub.
I like that idea. And I'm kind of doing something similar on WellsMania TikTok. Once I get to 10,000 followers, I am going to clean house with my collection. I'm going to go into my personal wrestling collection and just start giving stuff away to people who follow me and also subscribe to WellsMania TikTok. So once I hit 10K, that's what you have to look forward to, because I got a lot of cool stuff that I'm willing to part ways with, because, I'm about to be a married man and I'm going to have to make some sacrifices in the marriage. And if that means no longer spending so much money on wrestling action figures, then so be it. But I did appreciate the advice that Sydney gave me. And thank you again to Tag Team Twinning for running wild on episode 170 of WellsMania podcast. I look forward to hopefully meeting them in person out in Las Vegas, and we'll do a collab on the TikTok. It'll be cool to do a video with them and finally meet them in person. So thank you again to Tag Team Twinning. Everybody go follow Jordan and Sydney at Tag Team Twinning. Easy for me to say, so many T's in there, on TikTok. Tag Team Twinning TikTok. My goodness, look at the clock. It's time to go. Jared, thank you so much for running wild. As always, the WWE Human Encyclopedia, the world's greatest co-host, Peyton Payne. Fellas, we're going to do this again in a few days.
Yeah.
This weekend.
I'll have a drink in my hand and be by the pool, but we'll be doing it.
I look forward to it. Thank you to everybody for running wild on episode 170 of WellsMania podcast, the WrestleMania episode this weekend. Until then, take care, stay positive, run wild, and dominate the day.